I always believed in family. I built my life around my children, thinking that one day they'd take care of what I created with love. But I was wrong. My daughter, my own flesh and blood, proved that sometimes blood isn't always thicker than water. My daughter lied to take my house. What I did next may surprise you. But before we continue, please subscribe and comment below with your location. My name is David, and I'm 71 years old. I built my home with my late wife, Claire, 45 years ago. We raised our children there. That house wasn't just bricks and wood, it held memories, laughter, even sorrow. After Claire passed away 5 years ago, I stayed there alone. I didn't mind the silence. It reminded me of her. My daughter, Melissa, was always ambitious. She went to college out of state, built her own life, got married, had 2 kids. She would visit, sometimes. Not often, but I didn't complain. I understood people get busy. At least that's what I told myself. About a year ago, Melissa started calling more often. She was sweet, caring, even asked about my health. At first, I was touched. We started having weekly phone calls, then monthly visits. She brought my grandkids over, and we'd have dinner just like old times. I felt happy again. Then came the idea. "Dad," she said one evening while we were sipping tea in the kitchen, "you should really consider putting the house in my name. Just in case. You know, paperwork and legal stuff gets messy if something ever happens to you." I looked at her. She sounded reasonable, sensible, even. "Just a precaution," she added quickly. "You don't even have to change anything. It'll just be easier when the time comes." Something inside me hesitated, but I waved it off. This was my daughter, my only daughter. I nodded slowly and said, "All right. Let's talk to a lawyer about it." And we did, but she handled everything. I trusted her. That was my first mistake. The lawyer she brought was someone she knew. He didn't look me in the eye. The paperwork was long and filled with words I didn't quite understand. Melissa insisted it was just a transfer of title for estate purposes. So I signed. Weeks passed. Nothing changed at first, but then little things started happening. She began visiting the house unannounced, walking through the rooms like she owned the place. She moved some of my things into the garage. "Decluttering," she said. Then one morning, I got a call. It was from a real estate agent. He wanted to schedule a viewing of the property. I was confused. "What viewing?" Melissa scheduled it. "She's listed the house. Didn't she tell you?" My hands shook. I called her. "Melissa, what's going on?" She sighed. "Dad, I didn't want to tell you like this. But the house is too big for you. We're thinking about selling it and moving you into something smaller, more manageable. You put the house up for sale. Without asking me. It's legally mine now, Dad. You signed it over. You said you trusted me." I hung up. I sat in my empty kitchen for hours. She tricked me. My own daughter tricked me. But I wasn't going to let it end there. You see, Melissa didn't know everything. The house may have been in her name, but she didn't know about the underground oil rights on the land. Back in the 80s, an energy company offered us a contract. We declined the drilling, but the rights remained under a separate document, in my name only. And that meant, technically, any sale of the house required full disclosure of mineral rights. A clause I had tucked away, forgotten by most, but not by me. So I made a plan. I called the county clerk's office. I requested copies of the original contracts, the mineral rights, and the clause that required dual signatures for any land transfer. Next, I went to my own lawyer. Not hers. I told him everything. He read the papers, looked at me, and smiled. "David, I think we can use this." Within days, we filed a motion to halt the sale. My lawyer sent a cease and desist letter to the agent and Melissa. He included the clause about the mineral rights and the lack of full disclosure. Melissa was furious. She stormed into the house a week later. "How dare you go behind my back? You signed the house to me." I looked her straight in the eye. "You lied to me. You said it was for estate purposes, not to sell it under me. I was trying to help." "No, you were helping yourself." She stormed out. 3 days later, I sold the oil rights. Not to drill, but to lease them for a research study. It was legal. It was enough to require full disclosure for any future sale. And any buyer would be wary. Then I did something else. I called an old friend. Tom. He worked in real estate. "Tom, I want to sell my house. But I want to be smart about it." We set up a private sale. Quiet, off-market. I found a buyer I trusted. A retired couple from Arizona who wanted to be near the grandkids. They loved the house, understood its story, and agreed to a deal that included lifetime tenancy for me. You see, I sold the house, but with a clause that let me live there for the rest of my life. Melissa didn't see it coming. The papers were signed. The new owners respected me, treated me with kindness. When Melissa came back with another agent weeks later, the house had already been sold. "What did you do?" she asked, stunned. "I sold it," I said. Legally, with full disclosure, you can't. I already did. Where will you live? I smiled. Right here. The new owners agreed to let me stay as long as I live. Melissa turned red. You tricked me. No, I said. I played by the rules. You tried to play me. She walked away, said nothing. Months have passed now. I still live in my home. The new owners are lovely. We share meals sometimes. The house feels warm again. Melissa doesn't call anymore. It hurts, but not as much as betrayal. I've learned that trust should be earned, not given freely, even to your own children. And I've learned that sometimes revenge isn't loud or angry. Sometimes it's quiet, measured, and final. Because I didn't lose my home, she lost her father. If you like this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. For more stories like this, click the box on the right to watch the next one. Thank you for watching.